gum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubble gum.
I guess. Hello? I don't know if the fucking intro played or not. I don't even know if I'm live right now. I don't know what the fuck's going on. What the fuck is happening here? What's going on, people? Listen, motherfucker. If you keep fucking around with me, we're gonna do it. We're doing a test tonight. We're doing a test. And by fuck, if I hear a fucking echo, I don't even know if that played. I don't know what's going on. Hi, welcome to the show. If it even fucking is working. Yes, it's going. I hear volume. Good, great, awesome, perfect. That's what I like. Volume is good. I'm all fucked up. My intro didn't play. I don't like that. What the fuck is this? I need a reset here. I need a reset. I'm gonna try this again because I need that intro. I didn't hear a thing. What happened?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Bonjour, welcome to the show. There we go, that's better. Now that I can hear the fucking intro, now we can get going. What's going on, people? Welcome back to another live stream. Let's get it on now. For those of you, because I got asked the other day, my buddy was over, and he's like, is that beer, your beer, that beer sitting in front of you? And I said, yes, as a matter of fact, it is. He goes, oh, I go, shit, I thought maybe it started going to AA or something. No, No, but I understand the confusion. I was doing. I got exposed to it. I got exposed to the system, just the group system itself. And this just has to do with the group, how AA is structured as a group. Because I like groups. I do like groups of people, networking, establishing a base, so on and so forth. Just the metrics that have, how are groups structured, from Boy Scouts to fucking the Illuminati. Like how is the structure? What does the structure of the group looks like? Is it successful? Does the group formation work? Do like the rules, the standards, the ins and outs of how communication is done from one person to another, and so on and so forth, and the hierarchy of it, and just how things are structured. I recognize that the group structure of AA is loosely based upon the Christian Bible, loosely based on it. But pretty much, there's a lot to do with AA that coincides with Christian doctrine, with the Christian structure of things. So that's why I found it fascinating. What's up, Purple Rain? Purple Rain. And that's the long and the short of it. Really, yeah. I find it fascinating. I still do find it fascinating. There's procedures in AA where they don't accept outside influence. They don't accept outside money at all. They accept no political affiliation with anyone, left, right, up, down, doesn't matter. No political affiliation at all. So on and so on and so forth. It's a really cool structure. I like what they've done with it. I really do. I really appreciate the format of it, to be honest. Kind of, because the thing with AA, it's publicly, it's funded by the members, right? They don't get outside money for that shit. That's why you never see it publicized. That's why you never see it anywhere at all, because they don't accept outside donations. However, it does incentivize them to keep them in, the members that they do get. So I'm just saying there's pros and cons to it. There are pros and cons to it. Is all I'm saying. It's like any other system. There's a give and take. There's some good benefits here, and there's some sketchy stuff over here that I don't agree with. But I mean, that's just the way groups are. That's just how they have it structured, and it's been working for them for a long fucking time. So I'm looking at their structure and their regulations and going, how could you take that and apply that to like Diagolon or the what the fuck is that? The fuck. There's another group that's being started. It's the fucking, what the fuck did they call it? The Monkey Kings? Fuck, I'll have to think about it now. Yes, the new group that's forming up. I don't know if you guys heard about it or not. That's the Monkey Kings. Yeah, it's the Monkey Kings, yeah. Just a brand new one forming up, yeah. Fuck, it's a better name than that. It's some fucking weird fucking name that these fuckers come up with. They just said it the other night, and I'm like, that's a good name for a fucking retarded group. I like that idea. Let's do that. That sounds like fun. Yeah. Something like that. Something fake. It's going to be fake as fuck, though. Like, completely contrived. Just absolutely 100% contrived. It's much like the spaghetti monster religion. The absolutely most ludicrous idea that you could possibly have and roll with it is, yes, it's in the religion, the spaghetti god. They worship a giant spaghetti god. Yeah, it's funny as hell. It's comical. It is comical. But so anyway, that's why I've been talking about this stuff. I still drink beer, just not a lot. I bought a 6-pack, and it will probably last me till next Tuesday. Well, no, that's a lie. I'm going to a thing Saturday, so probably not. Probably not. But yeah, normally I have a bottle. I'm not fucking around with cans tonight. They're fucking addicted. It's the sugar. The sugar's gonna kill me. The sugar's gonna give me diabetes. I swear to fuck. The sugar in this is insane. I can just imagine. What is it now? Sugars, 36 grams per 1.5 cups. Yikes. That's a lot. That sounds like a lot. And what's in this here? What's the sugar content on this stuff? This is the good shit I bought too. Sugars, 10 grams. So altogether, 49 grams of sugar per. Well, this is, you're not drink. If you drink a cup of this shit, good luck to you. This is so bitter. Fuck, a cup, like a couple capfuls, maybe a third of a cup. We'll say maybe a third. More like a quarter and a 16th, because that's shit strong. Or is that bad? I don't know. I'm not a sugar guy. Maybe I'll have to look that up. I have to be careful. I am old. I'm old, and I do have to watch my sugar. My sugar is important. You have to watch your sugar. Fuck with your insulin. Don't fuck with your insulin too much. It's really tasty though. How much sugar is in beer? Does it have a calorie count? It does not. It does not. Well, what the fuck's in it? How do we know it's even? What if it's poison? We don't even know. It doesn't say. There's no ingredients on it. How much sugar's in beer? That's a good question. Anyway, on with the show. Let's get this started. Let's go. That's not what I wanted to push. First, I didn't fucking disable my camera. I pushed the disable camera option like a retard. Let's see here. French fart. Yeah, this is right up our alley. This is right up our alley. Far French left leader Mélenchon openly calls for great replacement in shock speech. In two speeches given less than 24 hours apart in the French city of Toulouse, Jean-Luc delivered some of the most shocking yet brutally honest words from a European politician, openly calling for the older French to be replaced by a Creole generation of mixed races and cultures. Leader, in our country, one person who's not four has four. In our country, one person in four has a foreign grandparent. 40% of the population speaks at least two languages. We are destined to be a cruel nation, and so much the better. May the young generation be the great replacement for the old generation. This fucking guy. Gunnar rope. Gunnar, what a traitor. He's a traitor to his fucking people. How disgusting. I think about the history that France has. France, England. I mean, when we think of most of the knights, we all think of England, of course, because we're English, and of course England is the best. But to be honest, it's more French than anything. The medieval stuff, the knights and the swords and the it was spread across Europe, but France is really known for it, right? That's where the Templars came from. That's where they were based out of, France. So that's when you think of, like, I think of knights, the Crusades. I mean, some people are like, oh, gross, the Crusades. Like, yeah, fucking right, the Crusades. That's awesome. That's amazing history. Amazing history that we have as a culture, as a people. Stretching that far back to the Crusades, the Great Crusades, where Europe went to defend its homeland. What better salute to your heritage than that? And then to say this, I saw a meme from Derek Rance. Maybe I don't know if I'll be able to find it. It might be far back. Yeah, interesting. He also goes on to make a number of further statements saying the new immigrants need to heal France from the wounds of racism. According to Euronews, France. So racism, we got to change that fucking name because I don't like it anymore. It's not racism. It's purism. A purism or a purist doctrine. And I mean, it goes across. This is what people don't understand. It goes across race lines. Whites, blacks, Asians, Indians. Yeah, I think all the Indian people should mate with Indian people. Why? Well, because to be honest, when you go back to India with their temples and their culture and it's still fucking cool, and they are unique in their own right. Everyone is unique in their own right. Yes, I think that we should be able to carry on our genes as we see fit. Locally. Like, what's wrong with that? Oh, so if I say that, Africans should be Africans. That's fine. Asians should be Asian. That's fine. Mongols should be Mongols. Natives should be natives. Eskimos should be Eskimos. They should be proud that they're Eskimo. But if I say a white person should be a white person, all of a sudden that's wrong. And that's racist. It's not racism. Purism, I would say I would almost lean into eugenics, kind of. I mean, eugenics is I know it's a horrible word, but I mean when you're trying to breeders, I don't know what the fuck how to phrase it, but that's what it is. Racism. I hate that fucking word. That's not racism. It has nothing to do with race. What are you talking about? What, you're saying black people are bad? Is that what you're saying? That's what it sounds like to me. You're pro-white. Well, are you not pro-black? Isn't that the same? It's the same fucking thing. Is it not? Like what? I look at my heritage on the way back down the line, all the way to England, all the way down to the Crusades, all the way down to Rome. We can travel back in time to Turkey, where the Caucasus Mountains were. That's how far we travel. We can look back toward and feel pride about. We survived that. We've survived that long. That's how long we've been here for. It's a long fucking time. And why would you not be proud of that? Why? Why would you not be proud of that? And here's this fucking faggot. According to the Euronews, France is among the European countries with the least discrimination. Furthermore, he makes inflammatory statements calling for torchbearers to bring about change, which has revolutionary undertones, although he stopped short of any calls for direct violence. Are you out of your fucking mind, buddy? Are you stupid? You're stupid on a new level. France is destined to be a Creole, mixed, black, and French nation. Why only black? Mixed black and French? Well, what about the people from India? Do you consider them black? Do you consider Muslims black? The Muslims that are all coming in are all black. They're all mixed. They're white, brown, red. You know, they're all different mix. They're not black. What do you mean mixed black and French? What's French? What's French? Black and French. So one is a color and one is a country. And so now, and not only that, he's calling everyone who from generations back have lived there from the days of fucking slavery, you know, that they're not French. They're not French. They're black. Obviously. Makes black and French. What about the black people that have been there since the slaves, buddy? They're not French? Are you sure? I don't know. When they're fucking tracing their genealogies back to the fucking times of the slaves, I think they're French. I think so. So you might want to watch your language. How are you not dead and strung up? I guess they're not as violent over there. Maybe not. Well, I got a beer open too. Fuck. See, that's how addicted those fucking glasses. Beer? What beer? Oh yeah, I got a beer one. Fuck. Oh, Plowed Under. In a column for Le Journal Dimanche, Amon Benet writes whatever the fuck his name is, has probably never been so explicit in his words and his vision, even though he never really tried to mask it. But this time, the objective is revealed without obscurantism. With the clarity of an arrow, he points to his horizon and aims at his enemy. His horizon? Creolization, a euphemism in place of the great replacement. His enemy, tradition, the past, the France of yesterday and still today, which he denounces as an old rag to be thrown away because it no longer exists. He continues, holy fuck, I thought Trudeau was bad. And I thought Trudeau calling us a post-nationalist nation was bad. This is rope. That's what this is. This is the travesty. I can't believe this man's allowed to walk on the street without being booed and kicked and shit thrown at him. I hope you do. I hope every time you see him, you boo him. You fucking bottles are flying through the fucking air. What? And France is France burning right now? That's the most inflammatory shit I've ever heard in my life. Oh my gosh. And yet, even isolated, Jean-Luc, appearing on Europe #1 television network, Frank Ellen's the National Rally MP for said, whatever the fuck his name is, intervention is both a provocation and a way of speaking again and again to his voters, but also a basis of doctrine, a basis of conviction for Jean-Luc. Eliseo said he believes that Jean-Luc not only backs the thesis of the Great Replacement, but in addition, he wants to achieve it. Well, I mean, fuck. That's just bringing it right out in the open. Like, and now are we still conspiracy theorists? Is that still a thing? Are we still? I'm just asking for a friend. I'm asking for a friend. Are we still conspiracy theorists now? And you're saying? That's well, that'll get. That's a good way to get her going. Get her started. Fire that the fuck up. See how that works. Good Jesus. What's up, Big Ideas, Ryan? Hey, bro, we gotta get coffee soon. Yes, we do, my man. Sounds like a plan. I like that idea. We should go get a coffee together. This weekend is out, but well, I could do it Sunday. Unless it depends on snow. Just text me your schedule, and we'll figure it out from here. Saturday's gonna be a write-off, I think. So Friday, Saturday, Friday, whatever, Sunday. Tell me when. Just text me. Do. Fucking bullshit. What about the drones? I saw the drones. What's going with the fucking drones? Where are you at? Unidentified drone. This shit is still going on. Let's see here. Unidentified drone aerial sightings continue after spike in nationwide reports. Mike O'Sidona stood at the dark silhouette in the snap brim hat against the purple twilight sky, staring at the stunning conjunction of the crescent moon and Venus. There's the dog star, Osiris. There's Rigel, and there's Orion, along with the belt. O'Sidona said his finger moved among the stars and constellations. On the eve of January 31st, he led a small group of curious visitors on a 90-minute crash course in astronomy while searching for satellite, drones, spacecraft, and unidentified flying objects. The goal is to learn how to navigate the night sky and identify celestial and man-made objects while examining anomalies with a healthy dose of skepticism. The tool they use consists of night vision goggles designed by O'Sidona that enhance ambient light by a factor of 1,000. There's a spaceship about 850 miles up. He said, peering through his night vision scope, he recognized the object by its relative speed and path. There's your weather satellite right there. I'm going to try and find a communication satellite in a minute, he said. What was once invisible to the naked eye can now be observed through a bright, glowing green field in the viewfinder. And there was much to see that night under the celestial dome over Sedona Airport in central Arizona. Okay, see this guy right here? He pulsed. Let's see if he pulses again, Sedona said. These guys, they are cruising. They're spacecraft. Now there's an airplane. This is going on for 24/7, guys. Our U.S. Space Force stuff is pretty heavy. Since 2018, Sedona, owner of Arizona UFO Taurus, has guided groups on nighttime adventures aiming to spot elusive and difficult to explain exotic objects. About 4 years ago, he remembers seeing a particular ball of red light moving at a low altitude near Thunder Mountain on one of the highest peaks in Sedona. It couldn't have been a falling star because it was below the mountaintop, no trail, just a red ball. He said it has been about 13 months since Sedona last saw an exotic object, and tonight he and his 3 customers are hopeful. When the conversation turned to the recent mass sightings of drones across the country, Sedona, a retired missile engineer from the Department of Defense, shared his opinion. The The drones are not a theory, he said. He believes that they are government aircraft used for intelligence gathering. They're searching for something, but what that something it remains a mystery. What the drones are doing is what I like call phishing, the drone said. In November of our spread reports of drone sightings have been emerging from the last 6 states, including heavily populated areas in New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania. In response, the Federal Aviation Administration implemented temporary flight restrictions at key locations such as Cape Canaveral in Florida, Libby, Air Force Base, Arizona, and military installations. Generally speaking, it is legal to fly a drone in most locations if you're operating under 400 feet, but there are rules, including safety tests, keeping below 400 feet, keeping the drone in sight, and avoiding all other aircraft, not causing a hazard to any people or property, avoiding restriction airplanes, FAA told the Epoch Times in an email. By December, the FAA reported there were more than 1 million registered drones in the United States. Of these, 408 were registered for commercial use, while 385 and 892 were registered for recreational purposes. The former Biden administration stated that the drones were not of foreign origin or harmful to the public. President-elect Donald Trump previously promised to improve transparency regarding the drone sightings once he took office on January 20th. During her first media briefing on January 28th, White House Secretary Caroline Leavitt said the mysterious drones spotted along the East Coast were authorized FAA drones. After research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons, she said. Many of these drones were also hobbyist, recreational, private individuals that enjoy flying drones. In time, it got worse due to curiosity. This was not the enemy. There's an app for that. So Enigma Labs, a New York City-based company founded in 2020, has launched a new iPhone platform that allows users to track sightings of unidentified aerial. Oh, I bet you they're going to tell you what they are. An Android version of the app will release soon. Currently, the private startup is about 200 users who report sightings in real time using the application. I bet. The company utilizes advanced artificial intelligence and sensor fusion to accurately identify and confirm events as stated in the company's website. People are seeing objects every single day and reporting them to us. They're sending us the videos and they're sending us photographs. Beginning in mid-November, Enigma Labs said mysterious unidentified aircraft were the first report across the tri-state region. Many sightings occurred near sensitive areas such as military bases involving swarms of objects and prolonged hovering and raised public official concern. The FAA implemented flight restrictions. Local senators called for a state emergency, and Connecticut authorities continued to investigate it. According to Enigma Labs, the persistent incursions and lack of clear communication drove a wave of public speculation, including the fears of foreign drones or loose nuclear material. From November 20th to 27th, Enigma Labs received and approved a total of 520 reports in the Northeast and 480 in the tri-state area. The Enigma app sent about 12,000 notifications, which helped drive more skywatchers to focus on the hotspots. Enigma Labs categorized the search and sightings based on their characteristics, behavior, and group incursions. The group reported data revealed that 60% of the objects were described as exceptionally large. Additionally, 63% of the approved reports noted unusual light patterns, while 14% described common shapes, including triangles. 40% of the reports actually mentioned drones and drone-like behavior, and many reported the objects moving in strange patterns, Enigma Labs wrote. 54% of the reports described the object as hovering or staying airborne for extended periods of time beyond the capacity of hobbyist drones. 25% of the reports described objects moving in swarms of 5 or more. 13% of Enigma app users reported more than 10 objects. Also of interest, Enigma Labs said 364 reports were within 25 miles of the military sites such as Picatinny Arsenal, whatever, and Naval Weapons Station Earl in New Jersey. Though this is not a consistent pattern, several witnesses reported objects on the coast. Several mentioned objects coming from the ocean and flying inland, Enigma Lab said. In Arizona, users of the Enigma app have reported hundreds of sightings. Tucson reported 884, followed by Yuma with 155, Flagstaff with 137, and Kingman with 130, and Prescott with 107. Kim estimates the Enigma Labs have received a total of 32,000 reported sightings through the app, and these sightings continue despite a decrease in media coverage. In December, she said around 22,500 sightings were reported via the app. Okay, and We ask a lot of structured data questions because we believe to study UAPs scientifically, we need the right data. Kim said, what's surprising is January actually one of our highest months, excluding December, where we're now approaching 2,000 sightings. January is on track to being one of the highest submissions in 2 months. We're largely neutral on origins. There are a lot of theories out there on what they could be. I thought you just fucking said they were FAA. Adding credibility to reported sightings, Kim said many of the Indian app are scientists, veterans, and professional skywatchers, so they are always looking up. Really prize these submissions. They really have expertise, she said. Kim said that the approximately 6% of the reported sightings deserve further investigation and definitely worthy of investigation. I think there's a lot of frustration. Kim said, what are these drones? Are people doing anything about it? How can we find pattern? Kim said, not all of them are unusual. There are a lot of objects in the air, satellites, planets, and that people think are UAPs. Regardless of the origin of drones or UFOs, Congress has demonstrated increasing interest in these sightings and has held hearings on this. Fucking fuck off. Federal officials and lawmakers have also instructed the military and intelligence to provide updates and shoot the fucking things down. In 2022, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration or National Launch and identified anomalous phenomena, UFOs, a study team which included a panel of 16 experts tasked with exploring the nature of the source of UFOs. Big fucking deal. And. So still nothing. Awesome. I was wasting my fucking time. We don't know, or it's they're like, make up your fucking mind. What are they? Shoot them down. I'm sick of hearing about them. Do something. Fucking do something already. Fuck, that's annoying. Just absolutely annoying. I think this is gonna work. Does this work? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. All right, good. Good. All right, just making sure. I'm just making sure shit's working here. How's the sound? Is my question. I wonder how the sound is. Let's find out. I like that idea. We're gonna see what the sound's like because I need to know. It should be. What's going on, people? There we go. Listen, motherfucker. There we go. Yeah, got sound. Because I fucked with the gain. There's a gain on this. There's a gain function, and I turned it down a bit, thinking, well, maybe that'll fix the echo. Because the echo really, I have to rewatch this now. So I want to make sure that I'm not listening to cancer. Nobody wants to hear that at all. So welcome to the man's place. This is the man's place. Here we are. We've been here before. We have. That's what I called it. My roommate, back to the one's house. Because this is the man's space, where women are welcome but not encouraged. Because we were down here talking, and like it's he's got tools and sawdust everywhere, and it's his fucking man cave. And we were talking down here just because it's a guy's space. It's just totally a guy's space, and we're just shooting the shit about it. And he's like, yeah, women are welcome. They are. Just not encouraged. That's all. Not encouraged. That's all. Fucking hilarious. But yeah, it's comfy down here. It feels like a man's cave. It does, and that's what I like about being a bachelor and hanging out with the dudes. Just it doesn't have to be prim and proper. I don't know, something about you, and we want it to be prim and proper and blah blah blah. We're dudes. We're just dudes. House is actually immaculate, to be honest. The house is immaculate, but down here she's a little rough down here because we like it that way. Because it's supposed to be a little rough. There's nowhere to sit. You just turn over a bucket. There you go. You fucking got your spot, right? Yeah, we need a fucking wine rack here or some shit. A wine rack or something. It's like a bar. I'm telling you, this place is like a bar. Yes, it totally is. It's amazing. I love it. It's great. But like I was saying, I don't know how many streams ago now it was. Now I am exactly where I was 2 years ago. Exact same position. Exactly the same position I was 2 years ago. And I find it kind of funny. I find it kind of funny. Yeah. Wild. 2 years today, I moved back in. I just find it fucking wild. Here it goes over here, because if I don't, I'm going to drink that fucking cranberry juice. Crazy. Fucking crazy. So I was talking to my roommate, and I was like, he comes downstairs, I'm just fucking zoned out, just staring at his fucking fridge, just staring at it. And he goes, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't know idea." I'm just zoned right out. And I was thinking about 6 months from me now. 6 months from me now. I wonder what it's gonna be like. That's because I was thinking that's where I want to be. I want to be 6 months. I want to be 6 months from me now. And so I was thinking, well, I could do like. I was like, oh fuck, I need my book. Where's my book? I'm like, oh no, it's upstairs in that bin. Fuck, in like 2 minutes. I need the book. I need the fucking book. I don't even have the book here. Like, that's how ill prepared I am. I don't even have my book here, which is sad and disturbing. I gotta set this up properly. I really gotta fucking take some time and work down here. Get shit straight away. But yeah, 6 months from me now. I wonder what he's gonna be doing. I wonder what it's gonna be like. I wonder what it'll be like 6 months from now. Just 6 months. Nothing major. I'm gonna come back. I want to come back and rewatch this stream to say, hey, here I am. I'll do it live. I'll try to remind me. Hopefully. I was thinking about also, what if? So, in the theory of multiverse, there are multiple yous doing multiple things. And there's a whole like theory on when they overlap, or there's times. What movie was that? It was off of a movie. It was fucking brilliant the way they described it. What movie was that? It was the Flash movie. Was it the Flash? It was the Flash movie. It was Flash, and also the Spider-Man movie. Both movies. Those movies combined, when you watch both those movies, it gives you the idea that there are multiple yous on multiple timelines. And this all harkens back to the Mandela effect as well. I had to explain this the other day. What is the Mandela effect? The Mandela effect is the thought that we are on a set timeline. Right? We are on a set timeline. And at some point in history, whether it was the CERN Hadron Collider, or this happens just organically, naturally, this may just happen from time to time. We jump timelines. So we were going this way, and now all of a sudden, we started going this way. But because we started going this way, this came with a past. And in that past, things are different than what you remember. It sort of harkens to retrocausality, kind of. Same concept. So in the spirit of that, where there are actually multiple you, because this timeline still keeps going on. It still keeps going. It's just fractured. And now these people are having the same Mandela effect that these people have, only in reverse. Because now, instead of it being they would be seeing it as Jiffy peanut butter, and they would be seeing it in our timeline of Jif. They'd be like, "What the fuck? I thought it was where's our Jif peanut butter? Why does it say Jiffy?" That's one of mine. Everyone has their own little thing that fucked up in the past. That's one of mine. Jiffy peanut butter. You couldn't even buy it in Canada. We didn't have it in New Brunswick. You couldn't get it. You'd see the commercials for it, but you couldn't buy it. I remember moving to Ontario, seeing it for the first time. Jif, what the fuck is that? Where's Skippy? Jiffy was the Skippy of the States. They had the peanut on top. I remember it distinctly. So in the concept of that, reality. What if you could tap into that signature frequency where you could change your own timeline? And that would explain magicians, like true sorcerers. So in this timeline, I'm not holding a beer. In another timeline, I am. So could you set your could you tap into that frequency somehow, some way, and change instantaneously in front of people's eyes? Boom, bam. Now you're holding a beer. Just all of a sudden, boom, you're just holding it. Or yeah, shit like that. Like, I wonder. Now that would be cool if you could do that. If that would really fuck you up though, right? I just think that, like, the me that is me right now, I don't want some other me having those experiences. I want those to be my experiences that I've had. Even to that degree of selfishness, I guess we would call it. I want to have those experiences with those people. Me. Not another version. It's still another version. It's not me though. It's still another version of me in my own mind. That's how I look at it. Right? That'd be the only drawback. That'd be the only thing that would make me not want to. Well, I mean, technically, maybe it would make me want to do it. Maybe in another version of me, my daughter didn't die. I guess technically, I would jump timelines to find that for sure. I would have a completely different life. I would have had a completely different life if that would have happened. I wonder. That's what I was thinking about. Well, that'd be a cool magic trick. Because I've been looking at magic tricks, being the plaid wizard. Oh, Madame Reese is in the house. Madame Reese. So I was thinking about magic tricks. It's like, oh, I should buy a little kit and dress up as a plaid wizard and fuck around like that. It's a good idea. And then I thought about timelines and I thought about magic and I went, I wonder how would you do that? How would you do that? Because you're not really. How would that be? Because so it's your timeline, not everybody else's timeline. Because only certain people are affected by it. So, technically speaking, because you could imagine you could navigate your own timeline, the timeline that gave you the best result, where you could see ahead to see what timeline, what junctions you would have to make to have the best life. If I make, this decision here, it'll put me this way, and then I make a decision here, and it puts me on that timeline. Boom, 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 boom. Again, that'd be cool. Or to have the past, and then to even replot your past and right wrongs in your life. Imagine you had the ability to do that, to go back in time, and you wouldn't necessarily, you would technically be going back in time because you would be changing your timeline in the past to best suit your conditions that you wanted. So technically you would be traveling in time, sort of, in a very backward fashion. It's like looking in a mirror and seeing the angle that you like best. Does it make you feel good? All for emotion. You could even do it so that you could travel back in time in the sense of picking the best timeline that gives you the most amount of money in your bank account. It's another way to do it. Are you traveling in time? No, technically you're not. You're just jumping timelines to give you the best setup. Anyway, yeah, that's my theory. Nice, not bad. It's not even halftime. It's not even halftime. Let's see here. Yeah, I bet you are. China. I gotta start throwing fucking Canadian articles. They're gonna fucking shut me down. Microbiologist residents say China conceals extent of respiratory virus outbreak. Pardon? Chinese health authorities have said this winter's flu season is less severe than the year before, but medical experts cast doubts over the transparency of its respiratory illness situation. Residents from 4 different cities have expressed concern about the uptick in respiratory infections within their families and communities. When speaking to Epoch Times, some suspected their flu-like symptoms may actually be the cause of the thing, fearing that doctors were instructed to avoid such diagnosis given the authorities declared a victory in its fight against the pandemic almost 2 years ago. And Shenyang, northern China, a woman named Zhu said she noticed more people sick with respiratory illnesses have seen local hospitals packed again during the Lunar New Year holiday. I'm feeling unwell myself and haven't recovered. The hospital said I contracted influenza A, but I believe it's just blah, blah, blah. Number 19. Sue told the Epoch Times in February 7th she expressed concerns about how quickly the virus can circulate among humans, this time saying her son, daughter-in-law, and their school-aged daughter have all fallen ill. The authorities are concealing the scale of the outbreak. And how long did it take for you to get better? Come back to me in 2 weeks and we'll talk. China's top health body has acknowledged the country is grappling with a spike in respiratory infection illness, but said the rate of influenza has shown signs of slowing down. During the regime's most recent briefing, National Health Commission (NHC) officials reiterated its previous assessment, saying the scale and intensity of the spread of respiratory infections disease this year is lower than it was during the previous winter season. No new infection disease has been detected. Ming Ping, NHC's spokesperson, told reporters on January 17th, ahead of the week-long Lunar New Year holiday, attributing the current infection to a combination of known germs, most prominently influenza. No data was provided during the briefing. It remains unclear how many people were infected with influenza. Why are you promoting this, Zero Hedge? The latest figure showed 112, number 19 infections and 7 deaths in December 2024, according to the monthly report from the China Center of Disease Control and Prevention since December 2022, after a leaked recording at an NHC meeting indicated that COVID outbreaks were far worse than the official tallies indicated. The top health regulator stopped publishing daily COVID figures and transitioned COVID-related updates to sub-department CDC. In a separate report, the CDC reported 1.5 million influenza cases last December, leading to 7 deaths. 1.5 million influenza cases in last December, leading to 7 deaths. I like math. Math's fun. Math is fun. What was it? 7? But I have a horrible short-term memory. What was it? 1.5 million. All right. 1.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1.5 million is 150,000. No, it's 150,000. 50,000. Boom. That one. 1.5 million. Okay. Divided by 7 deaths. Okay. That leaves, there is a 200 and, did I do that right? Something tells me I did not do that right. 1.5 million. Is that right? That's right. So there's 1 in 214,285% chance of dying from COVID-19, roughly. Or 1 in, influenza, the influenza virus that they're talking about. Yeah, those numbers are insane. 7 out of 1.5 million. What is that? What is that? Is that a penny compared to a house? See, there I go again. That's like a penny compared to a house. It's staggering from getting the flu. Staggering. I would love to see that figure compared to like getting eaten by an octopus or dying. How many people die to Komodo dragons a year? You know? Is it more than 7? How many people die to rattlesnake bites and everything else? 7 out of 1. That's like winning the lottery, bud. It's like winning the lottery. Oh, whatever. Medical experts have questioned the accuracy of these flu statistics. It's clear that the mortality rate is being underreported. Sean Liv, whatever, and former lab director of the viral disease branch. This is just to put shit on China. You're just putting shit on China, but look at what you're putting the shit on. Look what type of shit it is that you're putting on China. Like, I get it. You're trying to put China down. I get it. I understand why you're doing it. The problem is that you're promoting it that the number 19 virus is really, really bad. It's laying China to waste. It's so horrible. It's fucking laying them to waste, and they're covering it up. Okay. We already went through this here. I'm not going through it again. I fucking refuse to play this fucking game of masks and needles and injections and vaccines and fuck right off. It's not going to happen here. It's not going to happen. It will not happen again. Like they're like fucking promoting it. Zero Hedges. And Zero Hedges, it's like a based paper. It's really pro-Israel. But they're just trying to shit on China. Like, I get it, but still, it's fucking annoying. Fucking go peddle your bullshit elsewhere. Fucking annoying. China bad. Yeah, we know that, but like, don't fucking promote the another fucking pandemic, because that's exactly what will happen. They're just promoting another pandemic to happen. They're giving it license. They're giving it credibility. They're giving it life. Like, shut the fuck up. Shh. Shh. Quiet. You're using your outside voice inside. Okay? So quiet down. Quiet down. Doesn't surprise me. Like I use Zero Hedge because it's more based in CBC. You know, it's going to have a conservative angle, but it's also pretty heavy into war. It likes war, and it likes Israel. They're not fully on the team, so to speak. Chris Freestone, friggin' math. I know, right? Okay. Nobody likes math. I was thinking about the number 111. You'll hear that a lot. Look, 11, look. 11. Yeah, and? So? What's the point? It's the time. It's because it's something special with the time of 111. Something unique, if you can catch it. At the Freestones, there was a rule when we were playing dice. If you got 5 ones, you won. It was an automatic win because it was rare. It was rare to do. You can roll 5 ones. That was a rare roll. It was. It's hard enough to get a 1, let alone 5 of them in a row. That was special. But whenever I hear this shit about time, of course you know me and the number 10. Oh, I don't like it. So I tried doing the math to say, well, if 1111 or 111 is so special, or whatever, if it's so special, what would the number actually be? Because you got to take away the number 10. You have to take away, but you also have to add on to something to it as well. So I'm like, well, what would it be, a 12? Would it be a 13? You know, would it be, you know? And then I'm like, well, wait a minute. Now, actually, no, because how do you get to the 1? Well, you have to get to it somehow. And how far back do you go? Like, where you go from seconds to milliseconds to microseconds. You have to go all the way back because all those numbers were added to get to the next stage. So you have to go all the way back. And then the further I went back, I realized time is continuous. There's no break. There's not 1 and then 2. It's not undulating. People think it undulates. It does not undulate. It is just there. It is just a stream of time. It continues on. There's no breaking. There's no undulation. I got thinking about it. I'm going, well, oh fuck. I guess that doesn't work. Now, 111. Like, don't, yeah, that means nothing to me when people say that. I mean, time means nothing to me. 111, certain calendar dates. I've seen some weird shit with calendar dates and phone numbers. There's some creepy shit there. I haven't quite figured that out yet. The decimal system is broken. Anything past 9, don't talk to me. Don't fucking talk to me. I just can't deal with it. It's all bullshit. To me, it's all bullshit. From there on, it's bullshit. Because 10 doesn't exist. So I'm like, right there, your numbers are fucked. Anything over 9. It's fucked. Absolutely fucked. See, and that's why they say I'm unstable. You know, that's why they say I'm unstable. I make poor decisions. That's what has been said about me, and your little articles that you like to write about me. I'm bad. Well, I mean, obviously, and you know, at least I'm not one of these fucking guys that is fucking retarded, but yet, people know who I'm talking about too. But he is. He's fucking retarded. This guy that's known to me and a few of my associates. He's fucking retarded. He's absolutely retarded. He has this job that thank Jesus they got him out of it. And I mean, he's, you know, there's certain people they're a little slow. They're a little slow. But yet they don't admit it. They won't admit that they're not. That it's one thing to be stupid and admit it. Like, yeah, I'm a fucking retard. I am. I have the IQ of a pencil case, and I know it. I know it. There's lots of things I don't know how to do, and I have to learn how to do them. And I feel that I've really been lacking in my man card, we'll say, over the years. And so, yeah, I mean, I'll not totally admit. I'll be the first to admit it. You know, I'll park that fucking car and bike to work. I don't give a fuck. You know, I need to eat. I know how to eat, you know. So driving was a big accomplishment for me. That was like advancing in my unstupidness. Learning how to cook a steak properly. You know, you're advancing in, you know, I'm not as stupid as I was yesterday. I'm still pretty stupid, but I'm not as stupid as I was yesterday. That's the way I look at things. So I don't think I'm a lot, but man, this fucking guy, he's arrogant about it though. He thinks that he's, you know, funny, which is not. Smart, definitely not. Like, capable to perform the most simple task. He's not. Maybe he's good at other things, but the things that he is doing and that he's tasked to do, he can't. Like, it's just there. And it's one thing to know that, like, this is a little over my comfort level and just openly admit it. Like, yeah, I'm a bit of a retard here. I don't know what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. That's one thing totally different than the arrogance or the egotism that is shown. So at least I admit it. I admit that of my shortcomings. I'm fully aware of them. I know them. At least I'm not that. At least I'm honest. At least I'm open. You know, it's the way I look at things. I might talk in an authoritative voice, but yeah, you know, the things I have authority on. If you can do better than me, fine, fucking debate me. You know, show me up, show me the receipts. I'll learn. I like learning things. Just don't tell me I'm wrong. Show me I'm wrong. All right, cool. Oh, fuck. Oh, you don't say. Oh, you don't say. Yeah, it was a very insulting article. I wasn't happy with it. I'm like, oh. We can't talk about him because he's mentally unstable. That's what I got from it. He's mentally unstable. We're not going to talk about him. Fine by me. I don't give a fuck. What you don't understand, I get a badge. Every article that you get a little badge in the mail. A little badge that you get. Every copyright strike, every time your channel's been shut down, every time that they've been blasted in the media, every time that an anti-hate article has been written about you, you get a little badge for it. Yeah, it's interesting. We're still waiting for a couple of months. Over here in no time, I swear. Anyway, let's go. Let's do this.
It's halftime.
This is how we craft an audience. This is how you do it. This is how she goes. You show up, same time, every week, same time, same place, have the same sort of format, and that's how you craft an audience. It's simple. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. That's how we roll. That's how we roll. Let's head off into some weird shit. I've been talking about weird shit all night. Let's go now. Let's have a conversation with the great philosopher of Diaglon. Where should we start? We should start with diet. I think we'll start with diet. So we were talking about monkeys, talking about evolution in general. And we were talking about evolution in comparative to the Bible. And how, because I was going off about, I watched this Joe Rogan podcast with Brett Weinstein. Brett Weinstein, sometimes I want to fucking strangle you, really do. He was talking about Darwin. He's heavy into Darwinism. Now, being a born-again Christian and knowing the Bible, I'm cool with natural selection. You've got 3 grasshoppers on a leaf. One's red, one's green, one's blue. What ones do you think gets eaten off of a green leaf? Duh. That's evolution. To me, that's evolution. Evolution's not picking. It's not this entity. It's not a thoughtful. No, it's not. It's just shit it's something that happens. It's a result of. It's an effect, for fuck's sakes. It's an effect. Evolution is an effect, not something that has determination or decides what it's going to do, when it wants to do it, and how it wants to. No. I hate the language. The language drives me fucking crazy. So I was going off about Brett. I was a fucking idiot sometimes. And we got to talk about diet. And my whole philosophy was that, it's a spectrum. Some people can only eat vegetables, and other people can only eat meat. And then there are people in the middle. The great philosopher, he was like, no. He's like, we used to live in trees. Because I was going off on the Bible of how in the Bible it talks about we didn't start eating meat until after the flood. Something changed. Something changed in our bodies. Something changed in our gut. Something changed. The Bible doesn't go into it. It just said, but after the flood, then we started eating meat after the flood. And he was saying that it coincides, that kind of coincides with actual evolution, so to speak. He was saying that because we were small, we couldn't kill anything. No claws, no teeth, no sharp teeth to kill. So we ate fruits. And when the environment changed, either through migration or through natural disaster or what may have you be, we had to come down from the trees. We had to come down. There was no more fruit. But because we couldn't kill anything, we started eating scavenge. We're scavenging for food. And that's when our diets changed. And those that were able to stomach the meat lived, and the other ones that didn't died. That is the effect of evolution. Those that survive live, and those that don't die. And those genes don't get carried on. But the ones that did carry on had a high pH stomach, and they were able to eat the rotting food. They were able to eat rotten food. And then when we found fire, well, then we could cook the food and make it last longer. And that's how we evolved. The effect. That was the effect of it, how we are. To prove it, he was saying that the pH is more like a vulture. Vulture are things that scavenger. And sure as shit, the pH of a human stomach is lower than many other animals, including anthropoids, omnivores, and general carnivores. However, it's similar to the pH of scavengers like vultures and falcon birds. No shit. No shit. And the most general, wide, oversight of the big picture. And the big picture, almost like a paraphrase. Not word for word, it's a paraphrase. In the most general of terms, this is what happened. We were up in the trees, we were eating fruit. Somehow, for some reason, maybe the meat, maybe it was the lower chimps. We'll pick a scenario here that there was the hierarchy of the troop. Only the top males got to eat the fruit, and the bottom males, well, because they couldn't get to the top because they weren't big enough and strong enough to overpower the dominant males to eat the fruit, they started scavenging and actually got smarter, bigger, and stronger from scavenging off the meat. And that's one of the effects of evolution. That is a plausible thing that could have. Why? It's the why. Well, why did they go eat meat? Did they just think it was tasty? Well, maybe they couldn't. Maybe they weren't allowed to eat the fruit. Way back when. Possibility. Things that could have happened. We were talking about the bell curve too, where people from Africa, they have thinner hips. They have thinner hips and leaner bodies. And the people that interbred with the Neanderthal had bigger craniums, and so that meant bigger hips. And those that interbred with the Dinzians, the Asians, they have giant fucking hips because the Dinzians were a big people. And we were talking about how the Neanderthal actually hunted humans down, hunted us and ate us, apparently from fossil records. And that's why they would take, pillage, rape. They took what they chose because they were bigger than us. They were stronger than us, and they overpowered us. And the only thing that saved our life, because we were almost hunted to extinction, was the size of our brains. That's the only thing that saved us. It's interesting. And it sort of harkens back to the point I was going to make about Derek's, is that because the Neanderthal and Dinzians took our people for wives and then had offsprings with us, that's what created us. And we got so, we were so much better than they were, we actually took them over and they became extinct. So it's funny how they fucked up. They fucked up so bad. Instead of, because they intermingled with strange flesh. The Neanderthal and the Dinzians did. They were bigger than us. They were stronger than us. They were wiping us out. And it was only because they took our wives as wives and then interbred with them that we are who we are, the Caucasians and the Asians. And I guess it was too hot in Africa. The Neanderthal and the Dinzian didn't go that far. So, like, I always wonder, like, well, because we were talking, I was like, well, what's the original species? If we are a byproduct of the Neanderthal and Dinzian, then what's the original species? People from Africa with the thin hips? Is that's who? That's the who? Is that the why? Wild. And so then I got thinking about how that which you ruled now rules over you. The Belarusian prime minister said that to a reporter that Derek shared it. I don't remember if I brought up on the stream last week or not. But the Belarusian president was like, I find it kind of funny that Great Britain, which was a great people, ruled over India, and now India is ruling over you. That what used to serve you is now your ruler. Interesting dichotomy. That's interesting. That is somehow, I think, linked to Genesis. It's linked to Abraham. No, it's linked to Isaac. the prophecies of Israel, where you're the lesser of the two served the other, or ruled over the other. That's a Jewish thing. The lesser of the two rules over the stronger of the two. Interesting parallel. Interesting parallel. Yeah, well, the conspiracy would be that Israel is invoking that over the world, that those that once ruled will serve those that they ruled over, as a insult, almost. It's an insult. It's a slap in the face. That's what it is. Interesting theory. It's just an idea I threw off the top of my head. Possibilities. Possibilities. Let's go back to it. Let's get back into it. Now, we were also talking about, this might get me in trouble, maybe. So we're talking about monkeys, and talking about how did gay people come to exist? Why are there gay people? Why are you gay? Why? It makes no sense. Evolutionarily, it doesn't make sense. You would think that a species would want to have its genes carried through. You would think it would want its genes carried through throughout time. And by doing so, you would do it so that males would have intercourse with females in order to produce offspring. A lot of people say, what am I here for? You are here to have sex, have babies, then die. That's your job. So really, you're to pump out babies. That's your only job. That is your first and one only job. That is the purpose of life. That is the purpose of our existence, to pump out babies and then to die. So you want to pump out as much babies as you possibly can. That is your goal as a human. That's your job. What is the meaning of life? Have babies. Why? Well, it promotes the species, of course. It propagates the species, and the species wants to survive. The species wants to live. It wants to have the best. It does. It's a life form that echoes throughout time. And it's done so in a variety of fashions. How many species are across the world? Right? That one spark of life that happened so many billions or millions of years ago, it was a spark of life, because you can't get life without electricity. You can't be done. You need to take the 4 building blocks of DNA, sequence them in such a manner you can use a spark, or they can use pressure, and you can create life. They've done it with yeast. That's how life is formed. But you need that spark. We can see that even with human reproduction. There is an explosion when the sperm gets to the egg. There is an explosion of light. There's an energy transference. There's an explosion of light. There's a biochemical energy, but it is a life form. It's a force that was formed billions and billions of years ago, and it's one thing it wants to do is to survive. And it has done so in such a fashion that it's created multiple arrays of species of animals to see the best way to survive. Because this species, this energy, it wants to live. It does. It wants to live. So it echoes through time, walking down every path to see which way is the best way for survival. It wants to live. It wants to live. It wants to survive. Whatever it is, this wave, this energy. So why would there be homosexuals? It makes sense. So I was like, well, it must be social. It's got to be a social thing. Where way back when the monkeys were in the trees, my theory was that only the dominant males would have sex with all the females. Like no one else was getting laid here. But you needed an army of men. You needed an army. So I was like, well, maybe because they couldn't have any females, they just went with men's, with other dudes to, but they still wanted the females, but they can't have the females, so they're doing other male monkeys because they can't get the females. So it's the only option, and it's just the way it is. It's, well, I guess I'm not getting laid. But I mean, like, you know, you walk up to the chief, you try to fuck the chief's daughter, the chief smacks you around because that's his pussy, and so now you're fucked, and so you're like, well, I still want to fuck, and so you just like, you're doing other dudes. That was sort of my theory on it, you know. I'm like, well, I guess. Um, the great philosopher, his theory is that it was from dominance, where instead of smacking your subordinates around, which could create death, you want to kind of keep them around. So another option to violence for submission is that I'm so dominant, I can fuck you right now. Like, fuck. And then you've been around, you fuck them right now. There, told you. Now fucking stay in line. All these bitches are mine. Deal with it. I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't bad. And so I read this here. In some animal species, homosexuality can be linked to dominance displays. Whether higher ranking individuals may engage in same-sex sexual behavior to assert their social status, particularly in situations where mounting behavior is used as a dominant signal. However, this isn't a universal interpretation, and research suggests that same-sex behavior can serve various social functions beyond dominance in many animals, including strengthening social bonds. That I doubt. I don't see that happening. No, I don't think so. One of my theories is that, and I said this to my daughter once, and she didn't like it very much. I told her, I said, I don't have a problem with gay people. Let them breed. No, go by all means, fucking breed them out. It's kind of eugenic. It's sort of a eugenics in a way, but it's still true. Fucking breed them out. Let them go. Let them fuck. Who cares? You're gay, and I don't care. Go have fun. Don't be fucking like, if that's what you do, that's what you do. But you don't fucking try to force it on anyone else, because they don't breed, they recruit. That was always my thing that I sort of said. Just sort of makes sense. Well, for me, it was like, well, if they hide in the closet and then they're having females, they're getting married and having kids where they're still passing the genes on. So maybe if they weren't afraid to be gay, and yeah, no, go ahead. And we just breed them out. One option. Just an idea. Just an idea. All the gay people like, you fucking asshole. Hey, look, whatever. I don't fucking care. I can't. It's not my fucking broken. I'm sorry, it sucks. I'll tell you. So yeah, it's a curious question. I'm not gay, so like females are king shit. So it's like, I just don't understand. I just don't get it. It makes no sense. Why wouldn't you want to? Are you fucking mad? What are you? Oh, you're broken. I'm sorry. Oh, poor thing. Just makes sense. It makes sense. And I thought about, because God calls it an abomination, just an abomination. And then I got thinking about when with Sodom and Gomorrah, the whole point Sodom and Gomorrah happened was that Lot and his wife were leaving. The angels, they wanted to fuck the angels in the ass. The angels are like, oh yeah? Watch this. God's like, you ain't fucking touching my boys. Fucking nuke the place. Nuke Sodom and Gomorrah. That was the why. Why did God nuke Sodom and Gomorrah? Because they wanted to fuck angels in the ass. That's why. Oops. Was that a form of dominance? Could have been. It is very possible. Now we get to drink this. Now we can drink this all we want to. Yay. Better. Much better. It's an idea. Theory. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. What was the other thing we talked about? 3 of them. Oh! Yeah. So, back on the diet thing. So, I always had this question. I didn't understand why, because the great philosophers, he's one of them carnivore people. And I'm looking at the results of the carnivore diet. I mean, it blows my fucking mind. I'm still shocked at it. Because we were taught in school, if you only eat meat, you'll get scurvy. That was the whole fear was scurvy. It has to do with the bread, the carbohydrates, and the green vegetables. And people are surviving on it and thriving on it, the carnivore diet. And I'm like, it doesn't make sense though. Because Daniel, because of this. This is why I never understood. Daniel's vision of a man. So in the third year of Cyrus, king of Persia, revelation was given to Daniel, who was called Belteshazzar, and the message was true and concerning a great war. The message came to him in a vision. At the time, Daniel warned. I don't think this is it. This is about the vision. So I want to see where he was. He only ate vegetables. He was put in charge of. Where's it? Let's just do it this way. Daniel's diet in Babylon. He only ate vegetables. Passage in chapter 1. To a 10-day test wherein Daniel and others were with him permitted to eat vegetables. So it's Daniel chapter 1. All right, fine. Why not just send me there originally? That'd be great. Been awesome. Because I had this preloaded. I just didn't get a chance to read it. Where is it at now? Daniel's diet in Babylon. Oh, I guess we're just gonna go here. Nope, we're gonna go. No, we're not. We're just gonna go here. Okay, fine. Be that way. Be that way. Look. Daniel's diet. Oh, duh, I'm a fucking idiot. Bible Gateway. Retard. And we go. So I always use Bible Gateway. We've got the New American Standard because it's my favorite. Daniel is at the bottom. I still have to go over Psalms and start rhyming those words, which sounds like a lot of fun. I can't wait to do that. I'm going to get on that too. I'm going to take the book of Psalms and start. I'm going to rearrange the words so that they rhyme. It's kind of a little thing I'm going to start doing. In the third year of the reign of Joachim, king of Judah, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came to Jerusalem and besieged it. The Lord handed Joachim, king of Judah, over to him, along with some of the vessels of the house of God, and he brought them to the land of Shinar, to the house of his gods, and he brought the vessels into the treasury of his God. Then the king told Ahaz, the chief of officers, to bring in some of the sons of Israel, including some of the royal family of the nobles, using whom there was no impairment, who were good-looking, suitable for instruction in every kind of expertise, endowed with understanding and discerning knowledge, and who had the ability to serve in the king's court. And he ordered Ahaz to teach them the literature and language of the Chaldeans. The king also allotted for them a daily routine from the king's choice food and from wine which he drank, in order that they be educated for 3 years, at the end of which they were to enter the king's personal service. Now among them, from the sons of Judah, were Daniel, Hanai, Mishael, and Azariah. I'm so sorry. I'm fucking those words up. They're special words. They're special names, so I'm fucking them up badly. Then the commander of the official assigned new names to them. To Daniel he assigned the name Belteshazzar, to Hanai Sadrach, to Mishael Meshach, and to Azariah Abednego. I'm fucking this up, you have no idea. But Daniel made up his mind, and he would not defile himself with the king's choice food or with the wine which he drank, so he sought permission from the commander of the official that he might not defile himself. Now God granted Daniel favor in comparison to the sight of the commander of the officials. The commander of the officials said to Daniel, I am afraid of my lord, the king, who has allotted your food and your drink. For why should you see your faces looking gaunt in comparison to these who are at your own age? Then you would make me forfeit my head to the king. But Daniel said to the overseer from the commander of the officials had pointed over Daniel, Hanai, Mishael, and Azariah, please put your servants to the test for 10 days, and let us not be given some vegetables to eat and water to drink. Then let our parents be examined in the presence and parents of your youths who are eating king's choice food, and deal with your servants according to what you see. So he listened to them in this matter and put them into the test for 10 days. And at the end of the 10 days, their parents seemed better, and they were fatter than all the other youths who had been eating the king's choice food. So the overseer continued to withhold their choice food and wine they were to drink, and kept giving them vegetables. And as for these youths, God gave them knowledge and intelligence in every kind of literature and expertise. Daniel even understood all kinds of visions and dreams. So they really prospered under that diet, and it was all vegetable. And it bugged the fuck out of me, because I'm like, I didn't understand it, because people are prospering on the carnivore diet. The only thing that makes sense is that the meat was probably sacrificed to Baal, or the gods of the Chaldeans. So that's why. That's why he wouldn't eat the meat. The meat was sacrificed. It was sacrificed meat. Should have been. It should have been sacrificed meat. Improperly prepared, whatever the case. God didn't like it. That's all. God didn't like it. Or maybe it was because that's the only thing that fucking makes sense. It's the only thing that makes sense. Because vegetables are not good for you. They're not. They're absolutely not. They're horrible. Absolutely horrible for you. Like, they don't have teeth and claws to bite you, so how do you think they hurt you? Like, it makes sense. It's logical. It is logical. It's just the way I look at things. And it's, yeah. Hey, man, I like spinach. I love corn. I love potatoes. I love onions and garlic, and I love all that shit. But people are fucking, they're not just surviving, they're fucking thriving on an all beef diet. Thriving. It's fucking fascinating to see. So there's that balance there, right? What you're taught, what you know, what you think you know. For me, what does the Bible say? Like, why would they thrive on just eating vegetables? Does that mean we're all supposed to eat vegetables and that's what's actually better for us? Is that what that means? Or was this the best, or was, no, has nothing to do with anything. They could have been eating fucking sand. They could have been eating sand and they would have been prosperous and healthy looking because they were anointed by God. They could have eaten sand, because a lot of people will use this example and say, this is why we should all be vegetarian. This is the reason. This scripture, this part. This is the reason. And it bugged me for a while until I thought about it. They could have eaten fucking cow shit and they would have been the best. Why? Because God had his hand over them. Like, yeah, duh. That's why. It has nothing to do with them. It has nothing to do with the fucking vegetables. It has nothing to do with it. It has to do with their commitment and their faith towards God and wanting to please God. That's what it has to do with. Not the fucking vegetables. The vegetables are fucking irrelevant. They are irrelevant in this story. Makes no fucking difference. And that makes sense. Like, closure. This was last night. And I've been studying the Bible for 29 years. Oh, I've been studying the Bible. And finally I finally have closure on this fucking annoying Bible story. That's how long it takes. Like, that's how deep you can get into the Bible. That's how far it goes, right? That's how long it, like, there's all these little things that you can unlock for yourself. And then later on, who knows? I might figure out something else and it totally counteracts that idea. And that happens. Oh, Trad Life, how are you? Nice to see you. Pleasure. Oh, it's a pleasure, man. Yeah, the carnivore diet is fucking fascinating as fuck. The fact that it works just blows my mind. Blows my mind. And I think that was all him and I were taught. I already spoiled it and went into the fucking space-time shit. Boo me. What else do I have? Do I have anything else? No, I think I'm just gonna wing it. I might just wing it. I think that's what's gonna happen. Just wing it. Because I got nothing else. It's only 9:30. I've only been going for an hour and a half. Yeah, it's a lot of time. What are your shifts? How do you take break? 9, 9:30, 10? When's your next one? 12? 12:30? So break would normally what? Quarter to 10? Normally. Your 15 minute. Quarter to 10, you go for break. So you don't take lunch till what, 12:30, 12:45? And 11, 12:45. Like, that's 2.5 hours. 2.5, right? I've been only going for an hour and a half. It's only fair. I doubt we'll make it that far. Can't say it. There's so much I want to say, and so little I can say. Such a problem. Such a problem. Such an issue. Oh, where my mind went today. Oh, the messages I didn't send. Oh, the messages I didn't send. So I have a test for you. For all you single people out there. Go to your room. Turn off the TV. Have no distractions at all. No distractions. You can't have music playing. TV can't be on. Just sit in your room and stare at a fucking wall. Time yourself. 5 minutes. Put an alarm. Set an alarm. Set alarm. 5 minutes. You just have to sit there looking at the wall. It's a test. It's a psychology thing that they say to do. And that's to be comfortable with yourself. To enjoy yourself. To enjoy your time. To be relaxed in your own presence. Do you enjoy yourself? That's what they say to do. I've done it. It freaked me the fuck out. I'm like, if someone walks in here right now, they're gonna think I'm a fucking serial killer. Isn't that what serial killers do? They just sit there quietly, not saying any word. How do they say to do that? So you have to enjoy yourself. You have to enjoy your own company. Can you enjoy your own company of your own mind? You should. That's a start. You have to love yourself, right? How can you love someone else if you don't love yourself? Love yourself first. So we were talking tonight about being single, which we all are in this house now, and just your own time. You know, enjoying, not always having to be around someone, not always having to have human interaction. That alone time. And how someone once said to me, they're like, I just got happy being single, and fuck, it confused the shit out of me. It confused. I'm like, what? It didn't register. I didn't get it. When I broke up with Miss Slip, I learned that. I understood. I got to realize it. But, oh, there's a happiness you can find here. There's a contentment. Oh, now I get it. Now I understand. Right. Yeah, that's a thing. So I think it starts that, like, that's one practice that I had started doing, was I would just sit and not say a fucking word, staring at the TV. Black. It's a black TV. Probably not a really good idea. It's a Black Mirror. Imagine the shit I could have seen. I just thought it was creepy. It fucking freaked me out. Because my mind was like going, right? Like, what if someone walked in here right now? To get up and lock the door, I guess. It's important. Love yourself. And then you can love others. That's what's important. I know there's a lot of people who are single in our community. There are a lot. I feel for you. I do. Yeah, I never understood, like, you know, why are they single for so long? Oh, that's why. You found enjoyment in yourself. You can. I don't have to be around my people all the time. You know, I love hanging out with my people and chilling out, and blah blah blah. But I don't need it all the time. You know. I've learned to enjoy my own company. I've always loved playing alone anyway. Still remember that fight. Me and my brother. I'll never fucking forget it. Still played with my toys. I'm quite content. You know, I was a middle child. I was the youngest at the time. I was the youngest, and I was playing my toys, and my brother wanted to play, and I'm like, no, I don't want to play with you. And so I fucking I was like 8, started crying, Mom, Mom, and fucking my mom, leave him the fuck alone. And he said something to her, my brother did. The mom got up, fucking ran up after him, and he fucking shut the door. He didn't lock it, but he braced himself against it. And all I remember is she just one fucking swoop down. She grabbed her fucking shoe, her high heel fucking shoe, not like one of those cloggers with a fucking wide base on them, one of those cocksuckers. She fucking booted the door, and don't you ever fucking lock this door on me again. And she was on top of him, smacking him, boom, 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 boom. And I was standing there at the door going, oh shit. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. Don't you ever fucking look. That's what I learned, not to fuck with mom. I'm like, holy fuck. Remind me not to cross you. Holy shit. That's extreme. It was just extreme. My goodness. That's when I learned not to fuck with my mother. Fuck you. I just called her. I called her last night. Matter of fact. Still smoking her cigarettes. It's like 75, 76. I have no idea. I forget. It's not like I didn't have like the perfect, birth year. It's not an easy one. She was like 23 or 24. I don't fucking remember. How many years do I add to my age to get to her age? I forget. I always forget. My daughter's, it's easy. It's a nice even number. And I mean, although I hate the decimal system, I still use it to navigate everyday life. That's 2 shots of that. Ooh, that's going to be strong. I was sloppy. It was a sloppy pour. It was sloppy. It's the sugar. I'm telling you, I'm going to get diabetes. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to get diabetes. Maybe I should add some more pop to it. That and smoking. I smoke too much doing this. So this is the problem with smoking. Fuck. I'd be doing no better in the shed. The shed will be coming back. I will be going to the shed eventually. Eventually, we'll get there. It's just there's a lot of snow on the ground right now. It's a lot of snow, and I gotta go get it. I gotta take it apart. I'm gonna bring it back. It's gonna be a whole job. I'm dreading it, actually. Dreading it. This last little bit I gotta do to fully get into my current residence. Tasty. Well, we've been here before, peeps. It's not a big deal, Been here before, not a big deal. It's kind of nice being a bachelor. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of nice. I don't know. I was gonna try to. I finally figured out Streamlabs, which is good. I'm gonna rewatch this stream to to hear the sound. So the 2 things I've done is I've gotten rid of the earphones because I think that there's a mic on here. And I think that might have been the echo I was hearing. This is the test here. And I turned down the gain. If this shit doesn't work, I'm just going to go off that fucking camera. I'll unplug everything and go from there. This is an experiment because I want the sound to be. The sound has been so shitty lately. I'm so sorry. I know it's hard. We're building an audience and stuff like that. But fuck the sound. I've been around a long time. Been around since 2018. I don't think I have any of the viewers I had from the Robag channel. I don't think so. If I did, that'd be fucking OG as fuck. Still trying to get a fucking co-host. That's still in the works. Eventually, we'll get there. I'm not in a hurry, Not in a hurry. It's all about discovering the ebb and flow of the show. It's the ebb and flow. So what'll happen is what streamers want to happen is they want to make a splash. They want to go viral. right? I still, like, Count Dankula scares the living fuck out of me, that guy. That's all I ever think about when I'm doing this stuff. It's like, oh, a couple of hundred views here, a couple of hundred views there, big deal. No, it's not like 1.5 million or 1.2 thousand or anything like that. It doesn't have to be, is the problem. Just not. Count Dankula, he was getting 8 views. He had 8 friends that would watch his shit. 8. And then he taught his dog to do the salute, and then he was fucking exploded. And that's the danger of doing YouTube. It's a danger. Everyone thinks, oh, it'd be so awesome. I'd be so rich and famous. Not necessarily. Fame and infamy. You make a splash. It hits the water. The water rises up in 2 waves. One is fame, money, success, blah, blah, blah. The other's infamy. We go to jail or you're dead. One of the two. Which side sounds good to you? Because they both happen. You just want your fame wave to be higher than your infamy wave. That's all. Because when it's inverse, you're going to jail, you're being hung, all the bad things that happen. So a lot of people that's why a lot of people are so controversial, or they'll say, they'll throw out those spicy one-liners and stuff like that to try to make the splash. They're trying to make a splash in order to get attention. To go splash. So that's the danger, right? There's something I have to think about. You may not think about it, but I think about it. What if it went sideways? Very possible. All the choices you make in life. What if it goes sideways? Then what? Everyone thinks, fucking roses and unicorns and happy endings, and not everything fucking works out the way you think. Now, I've been very, very fortunate, I think, in my current trajectory. I've been very fortunate. I've met some lovely, lovely people. And I've had a positive experience so far. But I could say the wrong fucking thing on here, shit just turns sideways. Or you make the wrong decision, shit just turns sideways. You have no idea. No idea. I've had some magical shit. Just shit that I never thought in a million years could happen, and it happened. And just like astronomically, like what the fuck? I remember saying to someone, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, why am I here? What the fuck is going on? This is so wild. I never thought I'd be here in a million years. So, I've had some really magical shit happen. It's been really cool. This experience, this life, this journey that I'm on. I'd love to tell you all about it, but I can't. 6 months meeting. What's 6 months meeting going to look like? Is he still going to be single? Is he still going to be living? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say that there's like I'd say a solid 98% chance I'll still be living there. 6 months from now. Will I be single still? Who knows? Who knows what relationships transpire and what good times I get up to. I guess we'll see. Anyway, 9:44. Let's end it at a weird time. You have to like shut down your shit anyways. You have to, you got to think about it. What do you have to do? Well, if you're a welder, it's almost break time. So you're either rushing to finish a project or you're cleaning. You'd be cleaning. Oh, I got to clean this area. If you're a carpenter, I would imagine it would be the same sort of the deal. You'd be rushing to finish, or, oh, I just got to sweep the floor here for the next 15 minutes. One or the other. You're either rushing to get something done, or you're fucking the dog. One of the two. You may be oblivious to it. I guess the third officer, you're just oblivious to it all. You don't even beep. Oh, fuck, it's break already? Holy shit. It's fast. All right, so I'll let you sweep your floor. I'll let you put away your tools and whatnot. And we'll talk to you next week. Peace out.